Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? How y'all doing, man? I know it's been a little minute because of the holiday. Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope that it was a good New Year's Eve. I know over here it's been real good.
Still, nigga play on my name, that'll be his last breath. Orange flag out my pocket, the left. Long shot, nigga, get that shit out for your chest. Better learn how to stomp. Step.
So we're gonna start off strong. So this video is gonna be about acknowledging your past traumas and also seeking help, seeking therapy. So I want to start off by saying that it's not weak for a man to need help. It's not weak for you to go talk to somebody, or you know what I'm saying, or to feel those moments of weakness. It doesn't make you less of a man, it doesn't make you less of a person to want to go get help. So that's number one. Number two is when you're going through life and you're kind of having responses and you don't understand what's really going on, a lot of that could be trauma responses. And I'm not just saying that's any excuse. I'm saying that could kind of show you why you deal with certain things. I know with me, growing up, I had a food addiction, and that kind of stems from like unresolved trauma, whether it's like feeling bad for yourself, so you just eat to comfort yourself, and then that just turns into bad eating habits, which can just spill over into, like, you know, excessive weight gain and eating disorders, all types of stuff. The way how certain people can be a little promiscuous can be leading back to trauma. Like a big thing is hypersexuality. It can be from, you know, past experiences, stuff that happened in your past, stuff that you don't even remember. It could be something in there that just make you kind of tick that way. So you gotta do the work. You gotta actually speak with somebody and work through those things. And not so you don't always have to speak with like a professional, but you gotta, at least if it's on your mind or something heavy, you gotta talk to somebody. You gotta work through that. You gotta get that out and start to, like, you know, acknowledge that whatever happened, but don't let it define who you are today. Whatever happened in your past is not you today. So, and that's not just about trauma. This is about anything. It's if you're a righteous person, when I say righteous, I mean like you live to a moral code. It doesn't have to be a religious code, but if you stand with morals and you have something there, something that's guiding you more than just waking up and doing whatever or being told to, like that means something. So you have to kind of figure these things out and how to get back to that, how to be me, you know what I'm saying? How do I be the best me? How do I put my best foot forward? And sometimes it's hard to do that when you're going through a lot of things that you're not really well versed in. Because me personally, I didn't know about any of this stuff, bro. I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, like I'm sitting here thinking life's supposed to suck. Life's supposed to feel bad. Like I went through so much stuff growing up when, like, the loss of my mother just started, like my biological mother, and then just a bunch of different shit happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing like mad people dying throughout my like years of growing up. I thought death was normal. Like, death is normal, yes. It's a part of life. But family member after family member after just people, friends dying, like it was just like, bruh, like I'm sitting there, when is my turn? And then I was a bigger kid, and a couple people told me like, hey man, you so big you might die in your sleep. So you gotta think how that messed me up. I was hearing that, so I didn't think, oh man, I ain't gonna make it. Like, I'll make it to 18 as a blessing. I'll make it to 21. You know what I'm saying? So like most of my like childhood and stuff, I was in a when I grow up, I was a if I grow up, because of just all the stuff, like seeing people get stabbed in front of you when you're like 6 years old in a fist fight is traumatic, bro. Like in my head, like I'm seeing somebody that is literally a couple years older than me get thrown in prison because he was defending his house, and it was some crazy stuff. Like, man, I'm trying to tell you that it all creates like a how you move type of thing. So like if you somebody who kind of always got their back to like a wall, you kind of got your eyes on exits and all that, that's hyper awareness. There's a reason why you're very aware of those type of things. It's because you know at any moment if stuff go down, I want to get out. I know I know how many people behind me. I know how many people over here. This, so I can jet away. That's all a product of stuff that you probably went through, stuff that you've seen people go through, and just kind of like life. And those are good habits. Those are the habits that keep you alive. It's the other ones that you got to kind of break out of, you know. And when I say when you're picking like a therapist or, you know, or a counselor, whatever, it's like dating. It may not be the first one, but you'll figure out what you like and what you don't like. You'll figure out whose styles suit you. Like, you don't gotta just stick with one person. You know what I'm saying? You can figure out who suits you the best and then work with them from there. And that's kind of where I've been at. I did that after, like, the first time was 4 years ago. I started therapy. Man, I was going through it. It was more than going through it. I was deteriorating, if you will, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I just was a shell of a person. I was the biggest weight I've ever been. I was the saddest I've ever been. I was the most unmotivated. You name it, man. That was me. And I had to pick I had to reality check. Something happened and it made me realize, hey, I want to be here. I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to, like, my health was like deteriorating bad, and it was due to like stress and everything around me. And I'm like, I just want another day, man. I just want to make it through the day. I just want to make it through the day. And I was living like seconds at a time at this point, because like my mother passed, and it was just like the most devastating thing that ever happened to me. Like, when I say like I was like on my way out of here, bro, I was on my way out of here. Like, she passed in September. I was thinking I was about to pack it up by Christmas that year, but I'm still standing. It took me to go to the hospital, and I couldn't stop crying, bro. I couldn't stop crying. I went to one of the hospitals my mom went to shortly before she passed, and when I say like, it was like I was in the right spot. Like, the nurse that was with me, everybody that was there, they got me in tune with the mental health professional, and we talked about it, because the nurse looked me in my face and told me, you're not grieving right now. No. She's like, I understand you're crying and all that, but you're not grieving. And I didn't realize what that meant. I also didn't realize that at that time I'm like 28, I think I'm 28 years old. And when she said that, I was like, man, you don't know me. What you mean I'm not grieving? And then I realized, bro, I didn't really know how to process and identify my emotions back then. And I had to work on that, because I didn't know what happy meant, felt sad, content. I didn't know what any of that felt like. And that's a problem, because how do I know what good is? You know, if there is no good on a scale. If I don't know this is content, this is bad, and this is happy, I don't know what that even line was. So I had to figure that out. And it took some work, man. It took, at first, I think I was going to therapy like twice a week. Or not twice a week, I was going, maybe it was twice a week. It could have been like, man, I want to say it was probably, I think it started off like either twice the first week and then once every week. And then eventually it tapered down, because as we're going through it, he's helping me like realize and acknowledge a lot of stuff that's going on. And then I'm setting goals. I'm giving myself something to look for. I'm giving myself a reason to like get up at every day. I'm over here like, I'm finding my step again. I'm figuring out who I am again, or who I am, because who I am, a lot of me, it felt like it was, once my mom was gone, like it felt like I lost everything, like every fiber of my being, because I didn't personally build myself up. Like I was there, you know what I'm saying? I was there. I had a good job and a nice car and all that, and material items, but but physically, I'm out of shape. Mentally, I'm like, just, I'm not even taking care of my mental, because I wasn't told to. I wasn't showed, okay, you have to prioritize your mental health. No, I'm just going through the motions and taking it day by day, not realizing that's not how you're supposed to live. You're supposed to live happy. I'm just like, nah, man, I'm good. Like, F it, we ball, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, ball up top. That's how I'm feeling. Like, every day, ball up top. Let's go. So no, I'm like, no, there's joy in life, and you gotta figure out how to get there. And my joy is like all the weight I've lost, man. Sorry, I looked away. I don't know what the heck I was looking at. I just like zoned out. But my joy is my weight loss, bro. I built myself up. So if somebody was to come in my life and they leave, or another person is taken from me, I still have me. I built me. You know what I'm saying? I'm lost this weight. I got a better job. I got goals. I got a lot of things that I'm working for that's not gonna stop because somebody's gone. Because life didn't stop when my mom left, and I didn't realize that at first. But then I had this like feeling like, yo, I'm sad. But some of these people gotta go back to work today. Some of these people gotta go back to work tomorrow. My life just goes to a halt though. And I'm like, nah, but my life has to continue because that's not what she wanted. That's not what anybody, I'll tell you right now, any loved one you had, if they pass, they don't want you to stop. They want you to acknowledge they passing and praise, give them their flowers, of course. And hopefully you give anybody in your life flowers while they're here. But you acknowledge that. You acknowledge like, all right, whatever they did, whatever impact they had on me, they weren't wanting to see me like this. You're gonna go through your grieving process any type of way, but you gotta do everything to get back to being you, because you gotta work for you at the end of the day. Because nobody's coming to save you. I figured that out, bro. Nobody's coming to save me, and that's as crazy as it sounds. There's joy in that, bro. There's joy in knowing that, like, man, it's on me. It's on me, man. Like I have like my godfather and my sister left and my aunt and my cousin, but like. Man, I gotta put my shoes on and walk in them. You know what I'm saying? I gotta lace up these Nikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep going. For me. Like, who's gonna save me but me? And that's what was really helping me got through all this. I say get through, but I got through that situation. I mean, that always hurt. The holidays just passed, and my mom used to make Christmas a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got myself a little Christmas tree right there, just because, like, that's something that I know she has like her Christmas tree is an extravagant and amazing tree. I just got a little, just a little something just to give me that feeling of, her and stuff. So, but yeah, man, it's so important that you acknowledge what you got going on. Like, you're not alone through this, bro. You're not alone. Like I said, I'm 32 years old. I'm still going through certain things. Man, I can't say I'm perfect, but I'm getting there. I'm not getting there to be perfect, but I'm getting through life and figuring it out. Like, this is the game I wish I had. Like, nobody tells you, man. Nobody tells you when you're about to lose, when you lose somebody. Like, okay, like, I can't say anything to bring them back, and I can't say anything to make you feel better. But what I can say is I'll be there for you. If you're, if I can be there for you personally, I will be there for you, and I'll make sure that you know that I got your back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get through this, cause like it's gonna hurt, but you gotta make sure you keep going. And I didn't have that. People just, oh man, that sucked and all this stuff. I'm sitting from elders where I'm thinking they gonna give me game on how to get through this situation, but they just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names, but they dropped the ball on it, of course. But yeah, man, like, you gotta go through, whether it's the trauma of losing a family member, a friend, a close loved one, or it's whatever happened in your past was traumatic. Maybe, shit, man, you could have went to war. You could have, you know what I'm saying? You could have went to war, or shit, you could be stuck in one down the street from my crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be in the hood in a war. You know what I'm saying? Like, and either way, you gotta acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody get shot right next to you, that's not normal. We going to the downtown to the club, and shot ring out. We ducking behind cars and stuff, and then we just go back off. Then we just get back. We pimp off and just, it's normal. That's not normal, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not normal. And you gotta realize, like, a lot of things that you are conditioned to aren't normal. And it's okay to let some of that stuff go. It's okay to work through that stuff. Like, man, I'm telling you, like, it was a point where I couldn't go to sleep without being, like, hella anxious, because I was woken up to the worst news of my life. I couldn't be woken up abruptly without my heart just going crazy, because I'm sitting there thinking I'm about to get bad news again. My body's like conditioned me like, oh shit, we're gonna get bad news, like, so, you know what I mean? Like, going in crowds of people could be crazy sometimes too. And you gotta acknowledge that, man. Like, it's one of those things where it takes time and you do the work. If you want it, you gotta want it. and you gotta want to get better. And if you want to get better, you will. And it's taking that first step. It's either reaching out to somebody, talking to somebody, just getting help. And this ain't no public service announcement. This is me talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's your favorite uncle, man, 10 Toes Drew. I try to say it all the time, man. Like, y'all loved and appreciated, bro. Y'all loved and appreciated, because when I was in my 20s, just to hear an older male figure say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, my grandfather was a hard guy. He ain't no, he ain't saying I love you, but he gonna tell you, he gonna tell you what you need to hear. So, but I'll tell you right now, like, my nephew will never have to worry if I love him or not. He taught me how to actually, like, be more affectionate. I didn't realize, like, I was kind of being hard to him, because he hadn't seen me in a long time. He ran up, gave me a hug, and I was like, yo, it was a foreign feeling, because I'm like, yo, what is he doing? Like, in my head, I'm like, yo, is he trying to like power bomb me or something? Or, you know what I'm saying? I was tender thing. He trying to do a little wrestling move, but I'm realizing, I'm like, he's raised in love and not survival, bro. I was like, yeah, nah, okay, I understand it. I understand it now. Like, okay, this is what raising love is. And I ain't saying I wasn't raised in love, but there was a lot of survival going on too. And I'll say my mother did the best she could to raise me and provide me and my sister the life that we got, the life that I still have today, because without her, I'd be nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I can't stop. That's why I couldn't just, I couldn't just, because too many people made it so I'm right here today. And if I was to see your exit interview early, that'd be a slap in the face to everybody before me. So, I say that to say this: acknowledge your trauma, work through it, life gets better. I'm 4 years removed from the most traumatic situation in my life, and I'm here today. And I can't tell you how many evolutions I've gone through since then. And right now, shoot, I'm back in therapy right now, man. There's nothing wrong with it, because I gotta tighten some things up. And I'm acknowledging, now I'm working through, so I worked through my mom's passing. Now I'm working through all the acknowledging the childhood stuff, the stuff that, like, that stays with you and kind of molds you into how you behave and all that. And, brother, we're going to work through that. And hopefully that helps me become a better person, because I struggle with imposter syndrome. Like, no matter how good I'm doing in life, I feel like I'm nothing. You know what I mean? On paper, you can see it. I can show you my accolades on papers. I should be feeling great, but sometimes I have a hard time acknowledging that. And that's what I'm working on now. So we gonna, like I said, continuous work throughout your life, if you're willing to do it. But like I said, I appreciate y'all. Y'all love and appreciate it. I'm 10 Toes Drew. We stand on business. Man, I appreciate all 74 of y'all that come tune in my videos. I appreciate anybody who watches the shorts, all that. Like, y'all understand, like, I understand YouTube's a grind, and I'm grinding. It's not about how many people is here right now. It's gonna be about how many people go back and see these videos, because there's something in there for everybody. I know it, because like I said, I got one of the little homies, he been hitting me up. He like, bro, all your videos been, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because I know there's somebody that need that game. I know somebody needs to hear what I got to say, because listen, bro, I needed to hear that. Like, I definitely needed to hear that. And I'm one of many, you know what I'm saying, like that's growing up here and going through the motions and not getting to, like, you know what I'm saying? You figured it out late. But I'm figuring it out. I figured it out late. Y'all don't got to. Like I said, I'm your favorite uncle, man. The uncle you ain't know you needed, man.